Hi everybody, hope you all are doing well. My name is Saajid, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be the Cull Your Bookshelves tag. This was created by KD Books and I wasn't tagged by anybody in particular, but I did see Simon from Savage Reads do this and I thought it was a cool tag, so I decided to do it. The tag is basically about answering questions that have to do with the books that you have on your shelves. So that's what we're going to do. The first question is, what is your most recent book and why did you purchase it? And well, I have my most recent book here. I still have to unbox it, so I'm gonna do that now. The reason why I purchased this book is because it's just up my alley and it's my most anticipated release of the year. It came out in April and I follow the author on Twitter and she's really cool. So it's about time that I finally get around to this book. I'm so excited to read I'm so excited to read this story, y'all. You have no idea. Look, could you guess what it is? You could kind of see the title of the book here. So it is The Beauty of Your Face by Sahar Mustafa. This is a story about a woman named Afaf who is the principal of an all-girls private Muslim school in Chicago, an all-Muslim girls school. So she's the principal of that school and one day a shooter comes into the school and begins attacking the students. So it's about her during that day, but it's also about her life in general. So I believe that we're getting like flashbacks and stuff like that. I love a good windy literary fiction novel and I feel like this is just going to be the perfect book for me. The next question is, what book did you buy with absolutely no desire to read it? For me, that's going to have to be Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. I'm not really much of a new adult romance person. I only bought this book because it's super popular and everybody's been talking about it. So I thought that I would give it a try eventually. I've had it on my shelves for about a year now, so I feel like I should probably read it sooner rather than later. The reason why I didn't want to read this book is because I'm just not really a fan of like the royal family and like governments and like people in power and that kind of stuff. And I'm sure that this book is kind of conscious, you know, when it comes to those things, but I don't know if it'll be as conscious as I want it to be. I mean, I just have a lot of preconceived notions about the politics of this book, which is why I'm a little bit hesitant to read it, but I'm gonna have to do it eventually at some point. Number 3 is, what is the most awkward shape / size of book you own? I have to reach up here for this one. Hold on, excuse me. But yeah, that book is Modern History by Blair Imani. Stories of women and non-binary people rewriting history. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's like a coffee table book about different women and non-binary people who have achieved something good. As you can see, it's very square shaped, very oddly shaped. I haven't read it as yet, but you know, I'll read it at some point in my life. The next prompt is show and tell. How do you arrange your shelves? Is there a method to your madness? This year will make it 12 years since I've had this bookcase, and it's my main bookcase. It's the bookcase that you see behind all of my videos. It used to be a wooden brown color, but I painted it white to match the rest of the furniture in my room. So the first 3 levels are all of the books that I've read. The first 2 levels are young adult. On this shelf I have books by Muslim authors and then non-Muslim authors on the top. And then on this shelf I have all of my adult books that I've read. Well, not all that I've read, but all that I've kept. So I have those there, and then I have them in my Harry Potter books because I couldn't put them anywhere else. And then I have this little fake plant, I have the Eiffel Tower and whatnot. And then these are my unread fiction books. So these are young adult and these are adult. And then on the bottom I have my non-fiction books, which is a mixture of read and unread. And some of them are academic books, so like these books here are the more academic books for school, and these books here are the more kind of books that I've read for fun. I also have a second bookcase in this room, so this is a small little floating bookshelf that I have, and on the top I have all of my Islamic books. So I have just a bunch of different Islamic books, a couple copies of the Quran. This is an English translation, this is a Arabic version, this is an English and Arabic side-by-side version, and then this is my psychology degree that I barely, if ever, used. So the first shelf I have another book, Modern History by Blair Imani, and then I have just some little trinkets and whatnot else is there. Some more trinkets. These are all souvenirs from all of the countries I've traveled to. And then I have my Scooby-Doo figurines, a little art print, a little basket with random things, and yeah, it's cute. I like the shelf. Oh, and quickly I forgot to say, below that is my nightstand where I keep my Kindle, and also books that, that's a tissue box, books that I plan on reading sometime like within the next coming weeks or so. So there you go. Next up is, how often do you do a book cull? I don't know what a cull is. I think that's probably like an unhaul. I don't know British terms, sorry. But I do unhauls fairly often, like maybe every couple of months. I just go through my shelves and I find books that I don't want anymore, and I usually just give them all to my friend Jade. Like the books that I'm more hesitant about getting rid of, I give it to my friends so that if I ever want them back or if I want to borrow them back, they're there, I know where they are. But then for the books that I know I just want to get rid of, usually what I do is every couple of months I grab them off my shelf. I usually tell myself that I would sell them to a used bookstore or donate them to a library, and I just get too lazy to do either of those things. So what I do is I take them to my university and I go to like the cafeteria area and I just put all of the books on a table with a sign saying free books to take. And like throughout the day I would like pass back and see if the books are still there, and like the pile would gradually get smaller and smaller and smaller until there's nothing there. Number 6 is, how do you decide if you're going to keep a book or give it away? And for me, I mean, it just really depends on, will I ever read this? If it's a book that I haven't read, like, will I realistically ever get to this? Is it a book that I could repurchase or borrow from the library? Or, you know, is it a book that I could give to my friends? So if I really want it again in the future, I could just ask them back for it or ask them to borrow it. And then for books that I already read, I just, you know, if it's a book that I didn't care for, if it wasn't that great, if it's not something that I might not ever potentially reread again, it gets thrown in the unhaul pile. Sometimes with some books, I notice that I like them a lot, and I keep them for a few years because I like them and I think that they're going to be in my collection forever. But then it just kind of wears down, my reading tastes change, and I'm like, I liked you back in 2016, but you're not, I don't feel like you're a part of my life anymore. An example of that is The Girl Who Circumnavigated Fairyland in the Ship of Her Own Making. I loved that book. I gave it like 5 stars. But then when, you know, as time passed by, I was like, this is just not something that I will reread, and I'm never going to continue on with the series because I just kind of outgrew those types of books. So it just really depends on the book and the time period and just how I feel about it. The next question is, what is a contender for the oldest unread books on your shelves? And that would technically be An Untamed State by Roxane Gay. I've had that book since 2015, so it's been like 5 years and I still haven't read it as yet. I DNF'd it twice in that time, and for that reason, that's why I actually put it in my unhaul pile, so I don't have it with me now. Part of me is still considering whether I want to unhaul it, so it might reach its way back onto my shelves. But if we're talking about the book that's on my shelf right now, that is the longest unread book. Well, not the longest unread book. The unread book that I've had for the longest. That would be When the Moon Was Ours by Anna Marie McClemmer. McClemmer is an author who I've been wanting to read for quite some time now. I've had this since December 2017, so it's been a hot minute, and I should really read it. The next question is, what book have you read and is currently on your shelves that you struggle to give a summary on what actually happened in it? Go on, give it a go. Okay, it's Valmiki's Daughter by Shani Mutu, because there's just a lot going on in here, and I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start with explaining what this book is about. All I could tell you is that it's set in Trinidad, and it's about a man named Valmiki and his daughter Vivica, and they're both queer, and they're both sort of dealing with the consequences of that in the kind of cultural context that they live in. But there's so much more to this story than just that. There's so much more going on in here. It's one of those books that's just rich with content. It's so windy in time and really hard to like pinpoint what the story is about. So for that reason, I often struggle to give this one a summary. Number 9 is Some Books Are to Be Cherished. Which book would you never throw or give away? And for this one, I'm going to go ahead again and say Valmiki's Daughter by Shani Mutu. And the reason why is because I bought this book used, and I wasn't expecting it to be signed, but it came signed. It's made out to Paul, whoever Paul is. To Paul, Shani Mutu, Don Mills, 2009. I don't know where Don Mills is, but this book was signed almost 11 years ago. That was so cool. So yeah, thanks Paul for, you know, not keeping the book so that I could get it. Number 10 is basically, like, it's some long paragraph, but it's basically telling you to give away a book. I don't have any books on my shelves right now that I particularly care to give away. Instead, I'm just going to announce who the winner of the Henna Wars giveaway is. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I'm hosting a giveaway for a copy of the Henna Wars, which is a book that I read last month and really enjoyed. I did an interview with the author and I gave everybody an opportunity to enter the giveaway in the comments of that video, so thank you so much to everybody who entered the giveaway. It will be courtesy of the publisher. They will be sending it to you, so thank you so much to Page Street Publishing for being generous and sending copies of a really wonderful book to really wonderful people. So I have all of the names in a jar here. This is a Nescafe jar. I'm going to just shake up this jar and pick a random name out of it. And oh, 2 came out. Okay, let's do that again. I only want 1 to come out. Okay. Let's see who we got. Oh my god! I'm so happy it's this person. I'm literally so happy. The winner of the giveaway is Zany Anomaly, aka Sai. Congratulations, Sai. Oh my god, I will be sending you a DM. I'm so happy it's Sai. If you're not subscribed to Sai's channel, you could go ahead and do that. He is awesome. But I'm so glad that it's him. Look. Congratulations, Sai. So that is pretty much going to be it for this video. Obviously, in the comments down below, if any of y'all have read any of these wonderful, wonderful books, none of which I've read except this one, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts were on them. Thank you all ever so much for watching this video. I hope you have a lovely, lovely day. And until next time, inshallah, keep reading.